imported. So that affects the lead times. So when we are talking about these geopolitical crises, it does affect from an whole all the operations, and we are able to manage it by proper planning.
Okay, sir. So I also wanted to ask, what are the major industries like in India, in Indian regions you serve the most?
Sorry, major what? Sorry?
Major industries in India, like in which you serve domestically.
If I may say, the major industries we cater to currently is flexible packaging and the semi-rigid packaging sector.
Okay. This is just your new targets I'm just asking. So are there any targets in your mind for the revenues and margin for the next 2-3 years?
Yeah, I think I already talked about it. We are targeting the 20% growth by next year, and the EBITDA would be in a range of 13 to 15%.
Okay. And what is the current trend in plastic extrusion market, if you may say a bit?
Mr. Jain, would you like to take this?
No, are we talking about domestic or global?
Both.
Both, okay. If we talk about global in the sectors which we are operating, it should be in the region of about 40,000 or 50,000 crores. And as Koitu rightly mentioned, the overall plastic processing machinery, we are negligible. Our presence is negligible as a country. So that is surely going up now. People have started looking at India. If we look at the domestic situation, the industries which we cater to, because there is another industry, the raffia industry, which should be about 2,000 crores, but we are not in that industry. But otherwise, the industry would be in the region of 1,500 crores, putting all the extrusion and thermoforming products together.
Okay. So are we taking any steps as per the industry trend?
See, industry trend is our strategy is that since we are in extrusion itself caters to a lot of other industries. So if we talk about the industry trend, when we talk about flexible packaging, we already mentioned about new technologies which we have come up with. But extrusion itself also caters to sheet extrusion, and there is a growing trend in the renewable energy segment, more specifically the solar energy segment, and that's an area which we are looking at. So plastics is plastics. It can be used in packaging. It's used in infrastructure. It's used in agriculture, and all these are growing markets. Does that answer your question? Yeah.
So as you mentioned about solar, I have one question over there. Is like, what is the market share of solar, and how much opportunity we have in that solar space going forward?
Oh, the opportunity with so much of government support, and recently you may be aware, Prime Minister Surya Ghar Muft Bijli Yojana.
Right. Yeah.
Which would mean solar panels being installed on households. And then there is a PLI scheme for solar modules and even wafers. So the industry is going to definitely grow. And we cater to one of the components which goes into manufacturing of solar modules.
Okay.
So that's the industry which will, it's an additional sector which we are adding to our portfolio, using the same, our forte being extrusion.
Okay. So we will be doing any capex for this particular thing, like for solar in future?
Yes, we already have supplied a machine, and we have good pipeline of inquiries now, because the government came up with anti-dumping duty on both the solar modules and solar cells, which is encouraging a lot of domestic production. Otherwise, people would have just imported stuff from China. So with local manufacturing coming up, we are confident that the requirement for machines will go up. And we are ready with the solutions already tried and tested. So all geared up.
Okay. Also, just add a question. Can you throw some light on the machinery which we manufacture for solar space?
Sure. Can I request Khushbu to take that?
Yeah. So when you have the solar panels, there is a solar cells inside, and those cells has to be encapsulated by the sheet, which is EVA, ethyl vinyl acetate. And this EVA sheet getting extruded from the machines which we manufacture. So this is the product which we offer to the solar sector.
Okay. So are we giving out this sheets to any, to the clients whom may we send these machines?
Yeah, we have supplied the machine in domestic market.
Okay.
The existing player called Navitas Alpha. They are into manufacturing of sheets and also solar panels.
Okay. And my last question, which I would like to ask, is about POE sheet, which we manufacture. What is the status on that?
Sorry?
POE sheet.
Yeah, POE sheet is the next version of technology after EVA sheet. And our machines are quite capable to process that material, because basically the machines remain same and the material which you process, the polymers, that gets changed. So our machines are capable of processing the POE as well.
Okay. Thank you so much, ma'am. And sir, I'll join the queue.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Next question is from the line of Sriram R, individual investor. Please go ahead.
Thank you for the opportunity. I have two questions. How much was your
audio is not clear. Can you please speak through the handset?
Yeah. Is it audible now?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. I have two questions. So one is, how much was your exports for Q4 and also for the full year FY24? Second question is, what is broadly the application split? Earlier you have given this figure, flexible packaging, semi-rigid, agri, solar, etc.
Yes, sure. Prakash bhai, would you take?
Yeah. Let me take this question. See, export for this year, FY24 was 45% of total revenue. And territory-wise, industry-wise, if you talk about, then we are supplying in different segments, which I will just leave. Yeah, flexible packaging, supply to flexible packaging industry during the FY24 was around 63% of total sales. Then there was agricultural sector and semi-rigid packaging as well. Semi-rigid was 25%, and others in agriculture and infrastructure segment.
Okay. Thank you so much. All the best.
Thank you. Next question is from the line of Diana Arora from JD Financials. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi. Am I audible? Hello?
Yes, you're audible. Please go ahead.
Congratulations on good set of numbers. Sir, my first question would be, in our export markets, right, which regions account for most orders?
Mr. Jain, would you like to take this, please?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Latin America would be about 10%. Vietnam would be about 30%. Africa and South Africa would be the rest.
Okay. And sir, which regions or countries, have shown significant growth potential for the company's products?
Latin America is offering a very... let me reiterate what I said earlier. If you look at the global market, presence of Indian companies is hardly there. So wherever you touch, there is growth. But if we talk about specific markets, in our industry, specifically talking about flexible packaging, there's a huge growth in the Latin American market with the consumer segment demanding more and more packed foods. Africa, as usual, because they have specific products which definitely need flexible packaging. So both these markets are giving us good traction. And Vietnam, Malaysia, Thailand, again, good growth in flexible packaging.
Okay. And sir, as you said that the presence of Indian companies is low in this area, so are there any, further geographic expansion that we are targeting?
We are looking at the CIS countries right now, and that's a good growth opportunity for us.
Okay. Sir, and we have seen that the demand in the packaging industry has increased over a period of time. So how do we anticipate this demand to be in the near future?
I don't think people have a choice but to buy packed foods. So we do see that flexible packaging or packaging as such growing by at least 6-7% total packaging, and out of that, plastic packaging would definitely be growing at 12 to 15%.
Okay, sir. And sir, what will be the domestic and global share in terms of Q4 and FY24?
Prakash, can you take that?
Yeah, let me take this question. So for quarter 4 FY24, the domestic share was around 70% and 30% was exports. Against which, on an annualized basis for the full year, the domestic was 55% and exports was 45%.
Okay, thank you. And sir, have there been any strategic partnerships or collaborations established in this financial year to drive the growth?
Well, there is many in the pipeline. We have not concluded so far, but yeah, we are aggressively working on this initiative. Probably we may have some good news at the end of the year.
And as industry is rapidly growing, so are there any challenges that we have been facing, especially in terms of manpower, government policies, shipping lines, logistics, and such things?
Well, as I mentioned earlier, the manpower and the supply chain issues as every business faces, that those are the normal routine challenges which we are facing at this point of time. We do not fall under any kind of a PLI scheme or any other schemes from the government side as of now. But probably after the election, there could be some good news as far as PM is announcing to have the 10 kg of atta bag for each and every person of India. So all those kind of activities may boost up our revenue streams.
Okay. And what would be your current capacity utilization?
We are currently utilizing 80%, which is, I would say, that's full now. And that's why we have invested in the new land and building, which is adjacent to our existing premises. So with that new thing, we would be able to add another 25 to 30% of our capacity.
Okay. And can you throw some light on any new product segment that we are trying to move into beyond plastic packaging?
Beyond packaging, we are targeting agriculture, renewable, and electronics. So these are the segments which we are targeting, and we are moving slowly in that segment with our solutions.
Okay. And have there been any notable changes in customer demand patterns in regional market dynamics?
Mr. Jain, would you take this, please?
Sure. Again, going back to what I said earlier, people are preferring more and more packed foods when e-commerce is a big growth driver, because that demands flexible packaging. And that kind of a traction one sees both within the country and overseas. So consumer trend is definitely going in for more packaged foods, which necessitates flexible packaging. And as we were talking about earlier, renewable energy, solar is another growth driver, which is not really consumer demand, but it is demand from the industry which is going to benefit us.
And my last question would be, how have we managed fluctuations in raw material prices and supply chain challenges?
Shall I take this question, man? Hello. Am I audible?
Yeah.
Yes, go ahead.
See, if you talk about FY24, the prices of raw materials more or less remained stable, and there were no major fluctuations. And only thing which was a challenge for us is increase in lead time due to Red Sea crisis, and there are some disruptions in supply chain. So to mitigate that, we have already increased our inventory because it is back-to-back booked against the orders. So otherwise, price fluctuations during the current year, at least we have not faced any challenges.
Okay. Thank you. That would be all from my side.
Thank you. Next question is from the line of Naman Parmar from Nivesha Investment Advisory. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thanks for the opportunity. I just wanted to know what is your average price realization of the flexible packaging machinery? Hello?
Yeah, average price realization would be around, for the flexible packaging, there are also various segments, and the size of the technology differs, but one can say that it ranges from 10 to 15%.
Okay, and for semi-rigid?
Semi-rigid, one can say 15 to 20%.
You are saying for what? 15 to 20% of what?
That's the margin I'm talking about, the gross margin.
I am talking...
Price realization.
Yeah.
See, because of the customization, let us say in flexible packaging, the ticket size would range from even 1 crore and going up to 10 crores. It depends on the output levels and the width.
Right.
And semi-rigid packaging again can go up from 1 crore to 6-7 crores.
Okay. And currently you are saying you are going into the solar module part. So how much of revenue you are expecting from the renewable side in, let's say, from next 2 years down the line?
We are expecting another 20 to 25 CR in the next 2 years from this segment.
Okay. And currently you are saying about the capex of 9 to 10 crore. This is for the only land or it is for the tools also?
No, currently it is for the land and building. The tools, as I mentioned in the previous discussion, it will be for this year.
So the total capex would be of 15 crore for FY25.
Around.
Yeah, 10 to 15 crore.
Yeah. Okay, that's it from my side. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. A reminder to all the participants, you may press star and 1 to ask the question. The next question is from the line of Nikhil Arora, an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hello. Congratulations, good set of numbers, sir, and thank you for the opportunity. Actually, a lot of questions got answered, but as you mentioned that we are targeting the EBITDA margins of 13%, right, for the next 2 years. So that would be like for exclusively for domestic or global or like inclusive both? Just a small confusion over there.
No, that's including both the markets, domestic and global.
Okay. And ma'am, our total income comprised of roughly, somewhere around 4 crores for the financial year. So if you can throw some light, like what does it comprise of?
Prakash bhai, would you take it? Yeah.
See, the total income is mainly comprising of interest on fixed deposits of around 2.5 crores, and there are some export incentives as well of around 70 lakhs or so.
Okay. Thank you. And one last question. Hello.
Yeah, please. Yeah.
So I think I missed the number of the current order book value. So did you mention the order book value?
It's around 140 CR.
Okay. And what would be the tenure for the same, ma'am?
It varies from 4 months to 9 months.
Okay.
But whatever the pending orders are there, we aim to, 75% of the orders we are targeting to execute in first 2 quarters.
Okay. Thank you so much for the clarity, ma'am, and all the best for future.
Thank you.
Thank you. A reminder to all the participants, you may press star and 1 to ask a question. As there are no further questions, I will now hand the conference over to Ms. Khushbu Chandrakant Doshi, Managing Director from Rajoo Engineers Limited, for closing comments.
Thank you. So I would like to thank you, all of you, taking the time out and attending this call. I'm also thankful to each member of our Rajoo Engineers family, as well as our clients, creditors, banks, financial institutions, and all our stakeholders. For any further queries or information, please get in touch with our investor relations team, X Factor. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. On behalf of Rajoo Engineers Limited, that concludes this conference. Thank you for joining us, and you can now disconnect your lines. Thank you.